Okay, here we are with some updates on new positions and follow-ups on old positions. I'm not going to cover all of them right now, but just a few. So first of all, there's eBay. eBay looked like it was going to be a descending wedge following a long-term pattern here. However, it decided not to do that, and so I was going short here with puts, and I noticed this pattern of a high and tight flag, so I went ahead and balanced the position out and turned it into a strangle. If you look at the shorter term period hourly chart, you can see that it's retraced to the breakout point, and hopefully it will now continue up to 14, in which case I'll still make a little bit of money and not lose the money that I bought on the original puts. If it stays here for the next month, I'll be in trouble, but hopefully it will move. If we go look at AT&T, I'm in a similar situation, except this time I started out as a strangle from the get-go and balanced it out to be delta neutral and all that good stuff. So if it moves one way or the other, we'll be in good shape. It looks like I purchased the strangle when it was right here on the trend line, and it looks like it started on the downward side. So if this continues, I might go ahead and sell the call side and just make it a short position. But we'll see what happens with that one. Looks like it's going in the right direction. With Cisco, spotted a downward wedge, a downward broadening wedge, and right here when it was at the top, I went ahead and bought out of the money puts at 14, and it's going in the right direction. So if it gets down to 14, I'll take some profits and be in good shape with Cisco there. With Motorola, there's a long-term downtrend, and it's formed a right triangle. It's broken out of the right triangle and made a retracement. So I went long with some out-of-the-money calls at $5. They only cost, I think, 5 cents a piece, and it looks like a pretty obvious signal here. We've broken out, retraced, and now we're gonna get back up there. They were so cheap that it's a can't lose situation. You might lose your money, but it's just not that much money. Research in Motion, the BlackBerry guys, they are inside of a long-term channel here, or rectangle, you could say. And what I did was I bought out of the money calls at the $55 strike price when it was down here around 40. And it looks like we're slowly but surely getting back up to the top of the channel. And they also have an earnings announcement coming out. So the interesting thing here is that as we get closer to the earnings announcement, the volatility increases and the options will increase in value even if the price just moves sideways. So this is a good one. I personally don't know what I'm going to do. I'm hoping for an upward spike before earnings, in which case I'll take my profits and run. If it hasn't really moved that much and there's not that much profit, I might just let it ride through the earnings release and hope it's good news. But that's just a gamble at that point. Let's see. Let's look at Starbucks. Starbucks, I made some decent money off of when it was on the way up, and now it looks like it's hit the top of its wedge. If it'll load here. Well, there we go. Looks like it's hit the top of its wedge and it's coming back down. If we zoom in, you can see it more clearly. So I bought long calls here, and I've gone long on puts here, and rode it on the way up, and hopefully we'll ride it on the way down. Finally, there's U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel broke a trend line here, and what I did was I used the Fibonacci analysis to find out where the retracement level would be. Looks like it's heading towards the retracement level of about 26.75. It's just taking its time because it's gotten trapped in this broadening rising wedge here. Hopefully this will be a partial decline and we'll break through the wedge and get up to the 27 level. Otherwise it's just going to take a little longer for these profits to materialize. But I've got 30 days, so that's way out here. So hopefully I won't have to worry about time eating up the value.